Well, one of this year's featured speakers here in San Diego at the 2023 Cattle Industry Summer Business Meeting was a crowd favorite, Randy Blach, the Chief Executive Officer of CattleFax. And Randy, higher markets and green grass in a lot of America certainly helps drive optimism, doesn't it?
Well, it does. And, the bottom line is there hasn't been any profitability to speak of at the cow calf level for really since 2015. So this is a long, long overdue drought, not only from a weather precipitation standpoint, but a profitability standpoint. So we need to be able to sustain some profitability at our cow calf and seed stock levels. We're having a wonderful year at our grazing and our growing levels. Our finishing yards are having a very good year. This will actually be the second best profit year as we would measure it in the history of the industry. That's saying something. This is one we've needed.
Absolutely. One of your slides, many of just one of your slides, showed that the profitability versus 1 year ago for the cow calf sector is something like 41% higher on those steer prices.
We're seeing feeder cattle prices. If you look at the value of an 850-pound steer or 900-pound steer or 5.5 weight steer, 700-pound steer, or heifer prices, they're all 40 to 42% higher than the same week a year ago. So phenomenal change. If you think about it, even from a fed cattle market standpoint, a year ago at this time period, we were basically selling fed cattle right in here in the mid 30s, and we're selling them today up closer to 180. So, and it's been a nice run. It's coming a little bit faster than I would have expected as far as the rate of change, because we're still not really seeing expansion take place. It's not happening yet, but the market's certainly got some optimism.
Well, that's what I was just going to follow up with. What did you glean out of the most recent cattle inventory report showing another 3% reduction in the nation's cow herd overall and in the beef cow number?
Well, I think if you look at those numbers in total, there's really were no surprises in the report. We expected all those categories to be down 2 to 3%. Smallest July 1 beef cow numbers since 1971. You got to go all the way back to that time period. That's the latest data that I've seen on it. So again, you're looking at more than a 50-year low. We'll see the beef cow numbers on January 1, 3 million head smaller than they were at the peak in 2019. So all of this just is fast forward, we're going to see that many fewer fed cattle come through the system. We're looking at 1.2 million fewer fed cattle next year, another million head smaller in 2025. So unfortunately, that's what happens when we go through these drought-driven scenarios. It's feast or famine, and we've been on both ends of it. But again, you're going to see the price signal get pretty stout to encourage people to retain heifers and rebuild this herd.
Well, that's what I just wanted to ask next. We are right smack dab now in the middle and the heart of the summer video sale season, and these prices for 4, 5, 600-pound fall delivered steers are just incredible. So given everything that you've just mentioned, what does the rest of this year look like? And as we move into 2024, thinking about next year's calf crop?
Well, we've priced in a lot of the move for this year. The calf prices, pretty typical in these summer videos, go get pretty hot. And again, this year they have been very, very stout. A lot of calves either side of $300. Again, you've seen a lot of feeder cattle, 8.5 to 9.5 weight feeders that have been bringing from 245 to 250 up to 255. Some of the program cattle higher than that. So you look out here and you look at the way the markets are moving and say, well, gosh, they're just too high. But they're actually, if you pencil in what we believe are going to be significantly cheaper cost of gains, if these do materialize as we anticipate they will by the fourth quarter, there's actually going to be some margin in some of these lighter weight cattle. There's big yearling cattle, we're bidding it all away, but there actually is margin for some of these growing cattle as we go down the road. But again, you think about what we have to do. Per capita beef supplies are down 2 pounds this year. They're down 3 pounds next year. Retail and wholesale prices will have to go up significantly to ration that smaller per capita supply. There's just not enough of it out there to satisfy the current demand that we have that continues to be so robust. So higher prices will do some rationing, no doubt about it.
Last question, then I'll let you go. I mean, we can raise all the high quality beef across the countryside as we want, but the other main factor is we still have extremely strong consumer demand at the meat case, and they truly are demanding high quality beef.
I mean, the data could be no clearer. I mean, that's really what's driven this whole price move. It's been beef demand. And again, we've been on the other side of that in the 1980s and the 1990s where beef demand was horrible. And the industry took the bull by the horns, so to speak, got focused on quality. We went from producing animals that were a flip of the coin on whether they would be choice or select. That's really all we were producing then. And the consumer had already told us in those days that 1 out of 4 eating experiences with the steak was a poor eating experience. So they'd given up on the industry in the 80s and 90s. Today, consumer satisfaction is at the highest level on record. Demand for choice, upper 2/3 choice, and prime is so strong and robust. Consumers are willing to pay for this beef with the butter in it. And I hope as an industry, as we go through this rebuilding phase, we stay focused on building and developing more of those high quality animals that will continue to meet what the consumer, not only in the U.S., but around the globe, is demanding from U.S., the largest supplier on the planet.
Absolutely. As always, Randy, thank you for your time and
My
giving us
pleasure.
some great market insight and analysis. And for more of that, you can always visit CattleFax online at cattlefax.com.